Hello, I'm Lysandra McAmer, here for Vital 100 podcast. Today we're going to be interviewing our host, Dr. Bob, and we're talking about a very interesting topic, how to stay young and healthy at and beyond 50. First of all, I remember my sister when she turned 50, and she's older than I am, and she said, you know, watch out. At 50, everything falls apart. I thought, oh, that doesn't sound good, and I'm not going to buy into that. Dr. Bob, what about that age 50? Why do things start going downhill at that point?
Well, thank you very much. This is a very important topic, and why 50? Because, as your sister said, things do seem to start manifest. You know, they start to get the aches and the pains. They start not to sleep very well. Their hormones are changing. Their energy levels are decreasing. And it seems to be people noticing more around 50. And so that's why we're saying it's at 50. It could be 40 or 60 or whatever, but 50 seems to be the age when most people are starting to notice that. And from a health, body, physiology perspective, yes, things are really starting to accelerate in the aging process.
What is the body doing? What is it thinking? Are we just wearing out and need a little extra something? And if so, what is that?
Well, generically, yes, you could say the body is wearing out from so much stress, tension, lack of nutrients, dehydration, those kind of things. And that's when you really start to notice it, because here's the key issue, is that the compensatory systems in the body don't any longer help us compensate for, you know, the things that are happening that have been building up for 50 years.
So it's all those things, that great living that we've been doing all for 50 years that kind of catches up with us. Are there certain things that we can do to turn this around and keep living a healthy life until we're 100, another 50 years?
Yes. Well, we should be, from a genetic point of view, we should be living to about 120.
Really?
Yes. But there are so many things that have built up, and our environment is not very conducive to good health. And so that decreases our age limit from 120. Now, the first thing I would mention is that people who are listening to this that are younger than 50 should be starting to heed these suggestions, even if they don't feel unhealthy. Because things build up, and you want to catch problems, you want to prevent problems before they get to be issues.
Sure.
And unfortunately, we as human beings wait until, you know, problems happen, until the symptoms or the diseases occur before we do anything. And you got to realize that most of the diseases and illnesses are happening long before they actually manifest as problems. So it's important to catch things early, and we'll discuss some of those things that we can do.
Well, what can we do? You know, when you, like you say, when something starts to hurt, like knee problems, friends of mine that are over 50 are saying, oh, my knees, I must have arthritis, or, you know, something's happening. I used to play, you know, I used to be a runner, I played football in college, or I had injuries, or hurt myself in the gym, or whatever they blame it on. I don't know if that's it, but things start hurting, and then they have to go spend a lot of money on trying to figure out what to do to get back to feeling good again. So at that point, is there something that we can do that doesn't cost a lot of money, that and it isn't surgery, that we can do to help ourselves?
Right. Well, realize that there's just a couple of things that are causing all the different problems that people see. So instead of just saying, what causes my knee pain, what causes me fatigue, or so forth, is to realize there are just a couple of things that if people started to understand them and were able to be proactive, they would really put off these problems that they're developing at 50 and beyond. So when you're getting pains, that usually means that you're inflamed. And there's a lot of things that cause inflammation in the body. Now they just happen to be coming out in the knee, in the joints, in the back, that kind of stuff, maybe headaches, that kind of thing. But generally that's poor blood flow and inflammation. And so there are a number of things that we can do, not just take a drug to reduce inflammation, but eat right, take away the things that are causing inflammation, like getting the liver cleansed, that kind of thing. The other couple of things that are very important is to make sure you're digesting your food. I tell people, everybody over the age of about 40 or so are now compromised in their ability to digest and absorb their nutrients. So if you're not absorbing from about 40 on because you are deficient in hydrochloric acid and digestive enzymes, what happens is the lack of nutrients is starting to catch up to you. So where you may need magnesium or where you may need certain protein or the breakdown products of protein, which is amino acids, you're not getting those because you're not digesting them, and you're either excreting them or you have constipation, you're not getting rid of them. And so that's important in the ability to digest. The other two things that are really important in preventing this and kind of staving off the aging is getting a good microbiome, that's the good probiotics. And if you've been taking antibiotics, that's really compromised. But things that are going to replenish those probiotics is very important, because that's the immune system, that's the nervous system, that's digestion, that's so many things by getting those probiotics. So that's something that should be addressed every day. And then finally getting the liver to be cleansing the liver, because the liver serves so many functions, and when it's congested and toxic and you haven't detoxified or removed the toxins from the liver no longer functions at a very high level. And so everything that it was previously helping you with, whether it's hormones or helping you with digestion or any number of brain functions and so forth that liver is helping, no longer is the liver functioning right if it's toxic. So those are some of the basic things that you'll prevent a whole lot of health problems if you just take care of those early on.
Well, you've broken it down to very almost manageable things to do.
Right.
Eating, we do that 2 or 3 times a day. And we just keep putting food, without thinking about how is it digesting? Is it digesting? Is it, being distributed, the nutrients and all of that stuff? I think so. Wow, this is great. So the roadmap would be to put more attention on the health of your gut. And how do we do that? You say with probiotics? I mean, is it important?
Digestive enzymes and probiotics.
What are they two different things?
They're completely different. People don't realize they're different. It's important to realize that the digestive enzymes and the hydrochloric acid to help digest and get the nutrients in should be taken with every meal. And then the probiotics are something that is constantly growing and nurturing the body from within. That's the good bacteria in the gut. And if that's not there, so many functions go wrong and disease manifests.
Would you say most people don't have good digestion and the probiotics aren't there, the good bacteria is not there?
Yes, and we say the gut is where health begins.
Yeah.
And if most people who have chronic health issues, who have obesity, who have diabetes, who have any number of diseases, it's starting right in the gut. 90% of my clients that I see don't have good function of the gut, whether it's probiotics or digestion, that kind of thing.
But you can help them with that by,
Right.
directing them to some good products.
Exactly. That's the important thing. Is it's a problem, but it's a solvable problem.
Well, that's good news.
Yes, it is.
So how does somebody find out about digestive enzymes, because that's something, I take probiotics, but I don't take digestive enzymes, which is something it sounds like I should take as well.
Everybody over 40, I say that should, and especially if, here's the real big misunderstanding, especially if you have acid reflux or heartburn, is you're not taking enough digestive enzymes and enough acid to digest the food and keep it in the stomach.
You know, I have friends that they just take a pill for acid reflux or, you know, heartburn and that kind of thing. That's not, that's
the exact opposite of what should be done.
right. Gosh.
I know.
And how do you tell them? I don't know.
I know.
Sometimes people accept it.
Exactly.
And, you know, I think what you're doing for all of us is you're giving us, you know, you're opening up the door to a greater understanding of how our body works and how it all, you know, works optimally, and how it can heal itself if you help it along, if you let it, if you change a few things in your own way of your lifestyle, one way of living. But
one thing I do tell all my clients, and that is the biggest impediment to good health for your entire life is misunderstanding or misinformation or not having the right information to make good health decisions.
Right. Well, it's all about Band-Aids, it seems. I mean, a lot of it.
Yes.
I won't say all of it, because you're offering something totally different. Like your knee hurts, it's inflammation. Try working on the liver, you know, the gut, you know, getting things, you know, working better so that the inflammation can be decreased. So that, wow, that's huge.
Yep. Very important to make good health decisions.
Is everyone listening to that? This is huge. I mean, really. And so, okay, I'm excited about this. It's the digestive enzymes I'm going to get. Probiotics, what do you think? 100 million? 900 million? Is there a good probiotic or one that's not so good?
Yeah, when you have a number of different strains of different microbes, that's important.
Okay.
And yes, in the billions is very important. But that's less important than just regularly taking.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
You take it with food? Does it matter when you take it?
It really doesn't matter. One of my recommendations is what I call the poor man's probiotic. And that is to take fermented vegetables. They have a huge amount of probiotics. And that's
sauerkraut?
Sauerkraut is it. I personally take a spoonful in the morning and a spoonful in the evening.
Do you?
And and that keeps people regular. It keeps them a good probiotic level in their gut. So that's
well, that's easy.
It's very simple. Very simple.
Right, and it's affordable.
Yes.
Sauerkraut, should you get organic, or I mean, is there a level of make your own?
Yeah.
My son makes his own
you can.
fermented vegetables.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay, so we'll get our gut organized and in a better place, and the liver that goes along with.
There's products you can take to detoxify the liver.
Oh, detox
liver and the gallbladder, but the liver. But and there's some more involved procedures to detoxify. But just keep in mind that regular detoxification of the liver, especially after 50, is just so important.
Okay, so do something to
something.
Detox the liver.
And that's another topic.
Yeah, okay, we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's important to bring in right now is one of the other tools. That's a kind of a new developing field that's going to help people with health after 50. And that is the genetic testing. Now, it's very simple now, it's very cost effective, and it tells you, each individual person, exactly what you need to do and what you don't need to do to live a very healthy, long life. Because every one of us is different based on our genetics, unless you have an identical twin. But it tells you, should you be eating this, should you not be eating that? Should you be exercising this way or that way? Or should you be taking this supplement or digesting this way?
Really?
So genetics is the real, that's the key to a really long, healthy life.
Well, that's your roadmap. That's like, yeah.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
And so we're doing that now with our patients with amazing results. So.
Well, you can imagine what it gives you such confidence to get past 50. It doesn't matter. I'm going to live to be 120.
That's it.
We're going to have all these older people on the highway.
Yes.
Oh, wow, that's great. Okay. Okay. That's good. So our action plan is the gut, detox the liver, keep doing your exercise. I mean, the exercise keep those muscles strong, your body strong. Drink water, breathe. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, it really is not that hard.
No.
And the idea is you want to prevent big diseases and big problems.
Sure.
Now, many people are going to be exposed to that and have that happen. But as I say, over 90% of our health is basically under our control. And so it's just incorporating these things into your life.
Now, listen to that. It's in your control. That's going to make some people really upset,
Yes.
I guess, like, what? I did this? Or other people really inspired too.
Yes.
And Dr. Bob, I am inspired every time we talk. And that's why, I wanted to interview you, because I still have questions,
Yes.
even after asking them for 15 years, or it's been a long time since we've known each other. But it's so wonderful to have you share the knowledge, and I know you've spent a lot of time studying, working on, opening new doors to, different possibilities for.
I think one more thing that's very important here that people have to realize. In our society, we basically see doctors when we have a problem,
Right.
and the doctor gives a drug to mask a symptom. But it's important that you live a healthy lifestyle and that you have health practitioners who are helping you be healthy, not just mask a disease or a symptom. And so it's a little bit different mindset of being healthy rather than managing illness. That's very, very important to maintaining your health, being healthy, and enjoying your life
and taking control.
Exactly.
See, this way you've got control. It's not, you're not giving it to somebody else that hopefully that you trust.
There's
but
no more. The person who cares most about your health is you.
is you,
Yes.
right? And you know it better than anybody else, because
Right.
you know how you feel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is incredible information, and I hope all of you are taking notes, because they're such simple keys to health, to optimal health. And for Vital 100 podcasts, we thank you for being here, and thank you, Dr. Bob.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
We'll see you next time.